Tune in to Heel of the Ring podcast on the Sports Jedi Network channel. May the sports be with you. Because I am the hero the Sports Jedi deserves, but not the one it needs right now. Long live Lexus King. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sports Jedi Network here on the YouTube channel, Instagram, all our different platforms, Rumba. We have a special guest joining us here. I can't wait to talk to her. But first, let me say hello to my partner in crime, the one and only PGH, Chris. What's going on, Chris?
What's up, man? Yeah, we're here back again with interviews, man. Shout out to Kev. Shout out to our guy Lexus King too for always getting us ready to do these. No, let's go.
That's right. Tonight on the Sports Jedi Network, we're going to welcome in a force of nature. She goes by the name of Paige Collett, better known as Black Daria, the Chainsaw Queen. From horror inspiration grit to real life resilience, she redefines what it means to fight with purpose and getting ready for her raw, unapologetic dive into her mind and behind her madness. It's an honor to bring her in. Let's bring in the one and only Paige Collett, Black Daria. Welcome to the channel. Salute.
Hey, yay. Hey guys, that was an amazing introduction. I really liked your little monologue there, sir. Thank you. That was pretty cool.
Appreciate you. Welcome aboard. Welcome to our channel. First and foremost,
to be here.
That's right. And by the way, we're sponsored by Dude Wipes. Knocking out the competition.
Let's go. Wait, Dude Wipes. That's right. If you need your butt cheeks wiped, gentlemen, well, rest assured, cause we are sponsored by Dude Wipes. Now, spread your ass cheeks, get up in there, and wipe that clean little asshole of yours. You know, like you guys could literally just smell. Like if you ever see a hottie with a body, you know, like me, and you're like, hey, do you want to eat ass? And I'm like, no, sir, I've never ate ass before. But you're like, Dude Wipes. I am clean. Are we hairy? We don't know. We're talking about men here. Probably. There might be a bush on that asshole, but we got Dude Wipes.
That's right.
All right, there we go.
That's
Send
definitely
that into your sponsor.
audio. That's definitely the audio version on the sponsorship on
Please,
the audio
for the love
version.
of God, Dude Wipes, do not cancel your sponsorship. Please don't. I was trying to help my friends. You guys lose your endorsement.
No, it wipes a lot of assholes. Unfortunately, it won't wipe the one from Jade from New York, 206. Yes, salute there, Chris. Go throw out your.
Let's go. Talk to me. I'm curious to know. I always ask our first guest this question when it comes to pro wrestling. How did you get into it? Were you a fan of it when you were younger? Did you see yourself wanting to do this? Did you take a little bit of your acting inspiration and say, hey, let's try wrestling? What made you want to get into that ring?
I honestly, I'm still in the Dude Wipe principle. Like, I am curious on if you guys use Dude Wipes. Answer me this question right now. Do you guys use the wipes?
Of course.
No other way. We have to stay fresh.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you off camera just in case you you guys just had to say that you use the product. Anyway, okay, so honestly, like a lot of people, this is a typical question as a professional wrestler, like that we get asked, like, were you a fan, and how did you get involved? You know, like what was your first memory of wrestling, etc. And the cliche story is everyone watched it when they were in diapers and they grew up watching professional wrestling, but unfortunately, like that was not my story. And I don't mean to say unfortunately, but where I have such a love for the sport, I feel like it would have been cool to had witnessed it through the eyes of a child, witness it through the eyes, because I got involved with wrestling when I was 18, so technically like a young adult teenager, like just experiencing the real world for the first time. And what a reality check that was. But no, I never was a fan of professional wrestling. I never had watched a wrestling match. The closest thing I watched to a wrestling match was probably Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man when he went against actual Hulk Hogan. But what was he playing? The
Bone Crusher, Bone Saw. It was Bone
Saw McGraw. Ooh, I got you in this for 3 minutes of playtime, you know. And I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? And I was just like, and then he had those hot women around him, so that was the closest thing I ever as a kid watched professional wrestling. And when when I got involved, it was because I was casted to be a valet. And this is how ignorant I was, guys. And mind you, this is the utmost truth. When I was casted because of my appearance, I was an actor, a model. I was looking for a job. And when this woman scouted me, she thought I had the look, I was pretty, but the role was not as a professional wrestler, it was as a valet. And when I went for the job, I was like, how is parking cars going to help my resume? I am a performer. I'm not here to park rich people's vehicles. Like, I literally never heard of a terminology valet as opposed to what rich people had to like park their vehicles. They have like waiters for their fucking vehicles and they hand off their keys. And I'm not a rich person, so I don't even experience that. But and then she's like, no, 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 honey. And then she gave me the iggy on what a valet was. And like, it's kind of wholesome, my beginning, because I was like quite literally brought up in a very religious household. I was brought up very, you go to school, you go to your sports. I did ballet, tap, jazz, gymnastics. I did softball, basketball, volleyball. I did cheerleading. All my dance and sports that I did from the age of 2 to to senior year, that was my upbringing. And then the church, and then finally I just got involved with wrestling and fell in love with it, and it was just kind of like going from one cult to another, if that makes sense. So
Oh
I was
yeah.
raised, so in the end I was actually raised by the carnies, the professional wrestling scene. But that's, I wasn't a fan, to answer your question,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
then that's
not
how I
everyone
got
is.
involved. That's how I got involved. And then when I fell in love with it as a valet, I ended up choosing to make this as a career choice and becoming a wrestler, using my athletic background to become the wrestler. And
That's
that's
perfect.
kind
And
of how
we're
my
seeing
story started.
no, and we're seeing that a lot now with a lot of people, right? Through the NIL, through college athletes, they're using their background or or acting. Like they're all. I feel like everybody. There's a lot more that being accepted now in today's wrestling. Does that make
And
sense,
I'm
Kev and Paige?
Yeah, yeah, totally. And I see that now, and I do believe that there is a part for everyone. Like it's more, I'm gonna
Absolutely.
use your words. Okay, so there's a double standard here. Like, okay, so a lot, you can't just really take anyone and make them a wrestler. Like, they'll never, like you could take someone, train them to be a wrestler, but they have to have, they could sign a contract for 5 years and never be remembered again, like, to actually be a wrestler, a performer, an entertainer. And uh you just have to have that about you. So a lot of people fall short, even though they have the credentials as an athlete or as an actor, and then get brought into the world. They don't really stick into our world. But the ones that do hang and bang, they have beautiful careers. But with that being said, actually, when I got involved with the business like 12 years ago, when I was just a kid, I faced a lot of criticism and a lot of prejudice for being that actor, getting involved with the business, or being just the valet. Like, no one ever took me serious, and they always claimed I wasn't one of the boys because I was that theater kid. Even though I had the look, I was taking acting classes to work on my promos. I was going to OVW when Rip Rogers was having his classes, and I wasn't even a wrestler, and I still was at that school and studying what Rip Rogers was telling to the boys, as I was just the ballet in the corner. Like, I I had a really hard time in the beginning because people said, "Who's this bitch getting involved with the business? Who's this actor getting involved with my business?" I had grown adults say this to me. I had 20 something, 30 something, 40 something year old adults like try to cyberbully me just because I was that theater kid getting involved with the business, and I rubbed them the wrong way. But really, I was just that nerdy kid that was quiet. And I I ended up falling in love with the business, and wanting to make a career out of it. And that's when Bobby Blaze found me. And Bobby Blaze became my first mentor. And he's like, listen, you have this thing about you that you need to actually become a wrestler. And the rest is history, I guess. You know.
Let me follow up on that. I understand. You thought you were gonna park someone's Buick because let me face it, none of these wrestlers really got Maseratis. All these wrestlers got Buicks and Toyotas and stuff. But let me ask this question: when did it hit you? Like when you believed? Yes, your mentor tells you these things, but there's a moment when you says, "I belong." Do you recall that moment when you says, "Yes, I belong. I'm not a theater kid. I'm not this ballet, this eye candy. I am." One of the guys, one of the gals, the girls. This is I belong. When was that signature moment in your
It
career?
took so many years. It took so many years. I always felt like an outcast. I always felt like I never belonged, or I never felt like I got the iggy with anyone. And to this day, I feel like there's a lot of gatekeeping and a lot of politics going on where people still don't accept me because I'm too sick to wrestle. So there's always that prejudice that I have faced, whether I was the theater kid or whether I was just the valet. And then I became just the student and just a wrestler, but then I became the crippled in the wheelchair that doesn't even wrestle. So like I've always had to face imposter syndrome, but my aha moment was probably when my coach Rikishi got me in front of the entire school out at Knox Pro and told me that I am a professional wrestler. And because like my backstory with that is where I was homeless and I sacrificed everything to become a wrestler. Like my family wasn't supporting me, my community, my friends. I had like quite literally family members say wrestling is trash and now you are trash for doing this. So I was homeless and I had nothing but the ring. So when I was out in LA, and I slept out of my vehicle. It had no air conditioning. I worked at a Walmart and I worked night shift. So I would work night shift at Walmart, pay for my wrestling school. All my money went to school. And then I would drive to Planet Fitness, work out at Planet Fitness, shower. Then I would try to get in my vehicle. And with no air conditioning in the hot sun, I would try to do a power nap for like 3 hours. And then I would have to get into traffic and go and train at Rikishi's for 3 hours and then go into traffic and go back to Walmart and work night shift. So I don't believe in excuses. Dream, you're going to make it happen. So to follow up and answer your question, like when did I have that aha moment? It was probably when I realized that there's a lot of motherfuckers out there that don't have the grit to do what I've done, but like some of the naysayers that made it hard for me when I was just that 18-year-old child and they were the 30-something-year-old adult, like I had, and not to sound prejudiced, but I had Mountain Dew guzzling, cigarette smoking, fucking marks and tights critique me for getting involved with their business. But then I went and shit in cups and trained under WWE Hall of Famers, sacrificed my entire life. And I worked at Walmart, being the only female unloading a semi truck, pulling pallets just to fucking get sun poisoning and vomit like every day to become a professional wrestler. These people have never done half of it, of what I've done. So my aha moment was when Rikishi got me in front of everyone, said I was a professional wrestler, and when I paid all those dues and sacrificed my entire life for wrestling, I was like, fuck yeah, I belong. This is my sport. I belong. And no one can take that from me.
Love it.
No, they really can't. They really can't. I
All
want to
the
know.
hater, like any
Go ahead.
naysayer literally hasn't done half of what I've done.
No, it's and
Nice.
I haven't been, through the struggles either that you have gone because a
Well,
lot
and
of
it's
these.
also, it's not a dick measuring contest, but if anyone wants to ever like come at me and be like, oh, she's just a pretty face or her body and that's why she gets booked, it's like, no, we live in an aesthetic, this is a very aesthetic business. So yes,
Talk to me.
looks do get you a certain way.
Absolutely.
Our diet is our job, our gym routine, the fun of working out is taken away from us because it's a job. So yeah, damn right, my look gets me somewhere, but also my resume gets me somewhere, my my charisma, my character gets me, and my work ethic gets me somewhere. But the thing that people, some of the naysayers like to point out is like I'm not wrestling, and it's like, yes, because I'm too sick to wrestle. Do you think I'm not mad about it too?
No, I know. Like again, nobody has gone through what you've been through, especially in your world where you're at right now. So you talk your shit. I think you should talk your shit every day, all day. I want to ask
Thanks,
this
man.
question, right? Your early days of getting into the ring, taking those bumps. How did that feel? When did you
It's
was there a
so fucking
moment that
bad.
was like, did you want to quit? Did you wanted to keep going? How was that?
I've talked to my brothers in the business about this, and they always talk about their first bump and how it's like, oh, like they don't know if they want to do this. But the funny enough, like being a valet on the indies for like 4 years and being misused, and I worked my ass off on the indies. I did things I should never have had to have done, and I never got paid for it. It's really carny. But I took my first bumps on the indies the wrong way. But when I went and got professionally trained, I was like locked in. I never was a question if I wanted to do it at that point, because it's like when you zone in and you're like, hey, I want to be a doctor, and you really have that passion and that grit and that drive to be a doctor, whether it is just to connect with humans, save lives, make good money, and have a good career. Then you research schools, and then you commit to that school and you just lock in. And that's what I did with wrestling. It Yes, I had a love for the sport. Yes, I had a passion for it, but I wasn't a mark getting involved with the business that was Googling WWE. I literally locked in on my fucking school and I studied it like I went to Harvard.
And
So
and a follow up on that, how was it? How did you know you picked the right school? Was it hard for you to find that school? Because when you get into wrestling, you want to make sure the school you're in, that you are around people and trainers and mentors that are going to get you to where you are at right now and even bigger. How was that decision of picking that specific school? Was it because of the names involved?
that you could say that, yeah, but there was a lot of thought process behind it, because I still to see it to this day. I see these young 19-year-olds, 20 something year olds getting involved with the business, and they're doing these like random schools, and it's like, guys, I know who's running these schools, and I was around 15 years ago. I was the 18-year-old 15 years ago, or whatever it is. And I was like, dude, I know these people that are running these schools, and they shouldn't be training people. So doing your research is very important, of course, but also getting properly trained. And you're you always feel safe going with legends, but it is about who you are as a worker as well. What are you looking out of this business, from what you want to as a job, like career wise, but then also what are you going to offer this business? What do you want to do? Ballet, wrestle. So you need to know what job you're going for and how long of a job and a career when you pick these schools. And the reason I say that is because every instructor is different. Everyone, like, down to how you take a bump and attack the mat, to how you lock up, to how you hit the fucking ropes. Every instructor, every mentor, every Jedi master is different. They will critique you. Oh, you'll attack the mat and be just a beautiful bumper for the Samoans, but goddamn, once you get in front of a Japanese style wrestler, you're the shits. How fucking dare you even try to, like, the audacity, go do some Hindu squats. You know what I mean? Like, so it's different from each person, but definitely as someone who is interested in the business or wants to get involved with the business, you need to know who you are as a worker before you find your Jedi master. So, I was just fortunate enough to come across Bobby Blaze. I was fortunate enough to come across Funaki and get to train under him for a year. I was fortunate enough to mold into what Funaki was presenting, because he has the Japanese style wrestling, but also when I was under him, he trained us like it was a performance center down at NXT, because that was the goal, is to get you there. And then initially that is how Nox Pro was set up, is they want you to go to WWE. So um out at Funaki's, it was great. I never once was like, I don't want to do this. This is wild. I absolutely locked in and loved training under Funaki. And then Rikishi was a little more fun, for sure. Rikishi was more, yeah, you got the wrestling, the technical, you got the grit, but when Rikishi was hands-on, it was about character. So I love character development. So I feel like I picked the best schools for me.
Man, that's a big eat. That's a big eat. Shout out to the
Yeah.
big oots. Let me ask this question to you here. You've been through a lot of resilience. Let's talk about that freak injury that left you almost paralyzed and that perseverance. Because you, just by listening to you in this few minutes, you have persevered from, like you said, sleeping in your car, working night shift, doing all those things, and then this happens to you. Do you like raise your hand, goes, what else? Or it's like bring it on to life? Talk to me about that, because we have a person on our
Yeah.
channel that suffers from some chronic injuries and stuff, and I think your story is an inspiration. So we really were animate to try to come on and speak about that, about you. I find that the most encouraging part of your story, Paige.
Thank you, thank you. You were a little broke up there, like, because of my shitty service, but I heard you completely, though. I understood what you said, and thank you for saying that, and thank you for putting me over and bringing me on. And I'm so sorry for your girl that works for you guys and that she's watching. I pray that you have low pain today, and I pray that we can give you a better existence, babe, because existing in pain is one thing, but living life is another thing, and we're gonna get you to live a good life. So it's a roller coaster. It's never just, okay, I'm here and I'm gonna stay here. It's a roller coaster of emotions. It's like, why me? What's next? To, no, I was fucking made for this and I can endure. So it kind of sucks because I was that innocent 18-year-old that took this so seriously. I did the acting classes, the I had the athletic background. I went to the gym. I dieted. I exercised. I proved my grit. I went to the schools. I bleached the mats. I didn't put over the boys. Like, when I first got involved with wrestling, I still had my purity ring on, for Christ's sakes. Like, I literally was that religious. I had my focus on this as a job, and I didn't play the politics. I didn't sleep around with the boys. I slept out of my vehicle before I ever got a fucking handout. And I shit in cups before I ever got a handout. All I wanted to do was wrestle. And now we get to see such strong female athletes, but even 8 years ago, I was struggling for a voice. You know, like, when I was in the ring, I would be told I wrestled like the guys because I would just be that wrestler. And sure, like, people find my body aesthetically pleasing and sex sells, but I always wrestled like the boys, and I wanted to be taken seriously and be that performer. So to sacrifice everything and then to be put in a wheelchair and robbed of my whole career, be out for 8 years, robbed of my 20s, robbed of my whole entire life as a woman. Like, I saw all my friends go to college, get degrees, have babies, have marriages, and I went to my college and I got put in a wheelchair. It's so it's easy to say, why me, or to be mad at God, or to be mad at the sport. I fell in love with wrestling and wrestling killed me. How fair is that? I see a lot of, and politically correct, but I see a lot of Mountain Dew guzzling, fucking marks and tights get to go and have 15 years on the indies, but me that's getting groomed for TV, me that's getting shot to have a full-blown career at this, I get put in. It's easy to be pity me, but there's something that possessed me to where I was like, no, this is not it. I didn't do all of that. I didn't sacrifice life, my body. I didn't do all of that just to die in a wheelchair. So I made sure that wasn't the end of my story, and you guys are witnessing it firsthand. So instead of feeling sorry for myself to be in.
Hold on, she's got a little bit of an issue, but we'll get her back on. I have another follow-up question on that one. This was a good one. This is a very good insight on. This is Black Daria, the Chainsaw Queen, Paige Collett, joining us here on the Sports Jedi Network. Our special interview here, in a resilience, grit, overcoming all different types of adversities, and we're loving it. We'll get her back on in a second. She's just having a little bit technical. This when you do live stream, those are the things that happen in and out. She'll be back on with us. So far, love to hear her story continuing, and we could tell she's been through a lot of ups and downs and persevering. And I had a little bit of a follow up to that one because to that story you were telling us, Paige, was you grew up in a religious household, and the word says
I lost you guys. Did you not notice?
We kept it going because we knew we were putting you over where you were off. We were telling you how the story is so captivating. And I say this: things happen. I believe in the word, and the word says things happen for a good reason. And God doesn't give us something that we can't handle or overcome. And I think you prove that, with it. As she's going to get back on with our technical difficulties, she'll be back on. She's definitely joining us, and I cannot wait to continue having this conversation with her, Chris.
No, I agree, man. She's gone through a lot of stuff, and that's why, and that's one positive I have with interviewing a lot of these people, man. We all come from different places, all come from different struggles, all that, different places of the world. So when somebody gets through the stuff that young lady's gone through, and she's here with us right now talking, she looks like she's doing amazing stuff in her career. It's always a great thing to sit back and talk about these kind of stuff, and we always appreciate people being open with us and having these type of conversations. Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I was saying that things happen for a good reason. The word, you grew up in a Christian household, and knowing about the word, things happen for a good reason. All the causes. I think this was made you. What you have gone through, you could your testimony, your personal life is probably going to help someone. That's why we love to do these series and amplify your voice, not just you, but all different independent wrestlers or any wrestlers that want it, or people that want to get into business, or they think they got it worse, but then they hear your story. And then it goes, wait a minute, I got to appreciate what I had because I didn't go through that road. And that's why we love doing these interviews. We love talking, reaching out and having these interviews to amplify. It's not just to be nosy. It's just for everyone. Your story is going to help so many people. And I appreciate that, Paige.
Thank you. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes,
loud and clear.
Okay, so I'm not trying to sound like a cunt or anything. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the last I spoke, my phone shut off. Like, I literally had to go back to Instagram and get back on the stream. Like, I didn't hear a single thing you guys just fucking said for the past, 5 minutes.
No, that's fine. We were just rehashing.
No, we were just rehashing.
Okay,
we were just putting you over.
Thank you for putting me over. Stroke my cock some more, please.
I mean, we got 1.4 thousand people in here, so we gotta make sure everybody knows and everybody gets on board.
Stroke my cock, please.
There you go. And we could clean it up with dude wipes afterwards.
No, let me ask you this. I want to ask you this, Paige, because we were talking a little bit about
after, right?
We were talking a little.
Shit. Okay, go. Let's focus. We got it.
We were talking
now
a little bit.
You know what it's like to deal with me before I go on TV. Like when I do any kind of production or anything, they're like, Paige. I'm like, I'm sorry.
They're like, action. No, I want to talk to you about this, right? Because we talked a little bit about this off air. You're traveling. I mean, you're traveling all over the place. You were, we're not going to name the specifics, but you were all this and that. How does, especially what you were just explaining with us, whatever it is, not whatever it is, but, all the stuff that you're going through, how does the travel does that affect you in a negative way? Are you still getting used to traveling, while all this is going on? How is it really going? Because you're everywhere and you're probably there for like a day or two and then you're gone. Like, how is that really taking a toll on you?
Honestly, let's just, I will bring a little realism to it. Just to, there's times I'm like, why did you guys buy a hotel? I'm literally here for I literally will go to that hotel, change, brush my teeth, maybe shower. And then it's like, that's it. It's like, guys, save your money. So yeah, there's times that I'm in a town just for to do the job and then get out. So and then they fly me somewhere else. But, it is surreal doing this and it happening so quickly, but also people need to realize, one, this is just breadcrumbs. I'm doing this as a newbie, as I'm only allowed to take jobs like signings and valet spots occasionally. I'm not even able to take the full job offers like wrestling jobs and shit like that. So I would actually be even more busy if I was able to take bookings. So there's that. And also I don't even have my passport. So there's that. And I am really excited about the places I'm going to go once I get my passport this year. But with that being said, people need to remember, of course, I am in a sick body. So this has been very experimental. I was on a plane for the first time with CRPS this year. And that was something I had to report back to my doctor and to my caregiver. And we had to monitor how my body reacted to that. And it's been difficult. Like, I hope to be able to film my documentary about what it's like being a wrestler with CRPS, let alone just a young woman with CRPS. But I I want people to see the truth, because a lot of people see the pretty photos on Instagram, or they see the Dahlia, the gimmick, and me being in character. But I'm very much Paige, and I'm very much human, and I have a full body disease that's slowly killing me, and it's so much more than just the pain. It's the effect it's having on the rest of my body, from my brain to my other organs. So I I want people to see the truth of, like, when I landed in Vegas, everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're like a celebrity." People are coming up for photos with you. People are like doing treating you a certain way, and it's like, yeah, well, you guys didn't see me get off the plane and vomit and go through one of my CRPS flare-ups. Like, the reality, like, people will see, oh, someone sent you anonymously roses to your hotel. This is like an old school Hollywood moment. You're like an old movie star right now. This is so cool. And it's like, yeah, but you guys also didn't see that I got no sleep for the past like 48 hours due to my pain, and I'm like shaking in my hotel room once the camera is shut off. So the reality of traveling and being all over the place, it's rewarding because this is my career, and being robbed of trying to have a career. I could have, like, in the past 8 years, I could have wrestled. I could have made some money, bought a house, and just retired by now, or focused on my acting career by now, or something. There's no reason why I shouldn't have had a career this whole time and be sick this whole time. And then now in my sick body, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to fight for that match. I'm going to fight and do this. So I am currently working with my doctor and working with my caregiver, and we are going to get that match. But hopefully
Hell yeah.
within a short amount of
Awesome.
time. I'm hopeful that we get that match and you guys will get to see it.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, awesome. Here's one thing that intrigued me:
Yeah.
the Chainsaw Queen. Let's talk about that Appalachian slasher, all that Chainsaw Queen. How did that get? How did that get birth? Because
Right.
you're doing some movies, and I find that so exciting and so interesting on the gram with all the different things you do. Talk to us about that second career, or hobby, or something that
Right.
just keeps you occupied.
Right. It fills the schedule for sure. If I'm not doing a signing, it's funny, my caregiver was just talking about how I'm in the air more than I am on the ground now. But it's surreal to go from a wheelchair to flying all over the country and soon the world. But I two different questions actually from the chainsaw gimmick to, which is a good segue into the acting, but to focus on the chainsaw bit. I funny enough, so I came up with the Black Dahlia gimmick organically when I was 18. When I first got involved with this business, I didn't want to get typecasted, and I didn't want, like, mind you, I'm still that theater nerd, that innocent conservative child that doesn't know the ways of the world yet. So I actually saw a penis for the first time when I was in my first time in a wrestling locker room. I saw a penis, so that was interesting. uh you guys want to know that story, or no? Let's focus on the inspirational shit. I'll tell you about me witnessing a cock in my face for the first time later. So you know what? Fuck it. Do you want to know that story? And then you get me back into what I was just saying. Let's tell that story. So there I was. Promise to bring me back into the serious stuff because I get brain fog and I'll forget.
That's fine. Go for it.
Okay, so there I was, an innocent little 18-year-old child. It was the first day on the job, too. I'm still thinking a valet is parking cars. I'm waiting for someone to hand me their keys. And No, I helped set up the ring. It's in the Appalachian Mountains in eastern Kentucky. I'm It's hot oh my gosh, the humidity in the Appalachian Mountains is ridiculous. So there I am just helping set up a ring. I still have my purity ring on, by the way, and I'm just being that awkward kid learning the ropes. So once I'm done helping set up for the show and it's later on in the night and we're in the locker room, this guy was like, I'm not going to say too much, okay? So I'm going to leave a lot for my book, but
There you
this
go.
guy's like, "Hey kid, do you want to see something?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." And he showed me something for sure. And I was just like, that's the ugliest fucking thing. I would never want to see a man nude ever again. I held on to that purity ring a little tighter, he was honestly probably the reason. He probably cock blocked a lot of people because of that. Because like I was just like terrified of men after that.
Did he woo afterwards? Did he tell you he was going to Space Mountain?
No. He was showing me he had piercings all over his cock. So I was like actually looking at the piercings. So it wasn't really sexual. It was more so just, "Hey, do you want to see my piercings, kid?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I want to see your piercings." And piercings were not on his face.
Oh my fucking riddle.
It was a great experience though. I saw a penis. I was like, I never want to see another penis ever again.
All right. Oh my goodness. Well, we got that story down
Wrestling.
packed. That's
Yes.
wrestling.
No, there's
Yeah,
so
my
much
goodness.
more details though. I can't wait till you guys read my book. It's great.
Yes.
My
Wow.
life
Wow.
is insane. There was one time that I almost got kidnapped and almost ended up on a private jet, but like I don't think I can publicly ever talk about that.
My goodness. The limousine riding, jet flying, woo.
Hell
My
no,
goodness.
dude! I've shit in cups. Okay?
No,
Who
not
the
you.
fuck do you think-
I'm talking about the person.
Oh, you're the people that try to kidnap me. Yes, those
yeah,
people.
I mean, my goodness. Wow.
I showed up and I was like, I am a child of God.
Yes, and then you show the period ring, like get back, like the Green Lantern.
Oh no, that was this year. That was this year as well. That bit.
Chris,
no,
we got
I'm stupid. I'm like literally in these scenarios that I shouldn't be in, and I'm just like, how am I here?
We got a few more minutes because we have to do another. We have another one at the top of the hour. This has been great. I need a follow up. I don't know how busy your schedule. Would love another follow up because I could go hours having conversation with you because it's fun. We're this is like a bunch of we just met and we feel like we are comfortable enough to conversate and have fun on this stream. I really appreciate. Chris, give me a couple more questions.
No, this will be my final one. I always like to ask, whether everybody this, whether it's wrestling, being an entertainer, getting through any bullshit, personal stuff. What would, just some advice for an up and coming model, wrestler, anybody that, wants to do what you do and maybe that's been through some shit like you.
Okay, some advice. All right.
Little motivation.
Oh my gosh.
I like to end my question with some motivation.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me try to say this the best way I possibly can. I need everyone that wants to be a performer, entertainer, whatever entrepreneur, like whatever like business you want to open, you got to really contemplate it first and really soul search. And my response is don't do it. Don't do it. Don't follow your dreams. Don't do it. And then if you say that to yourself, and then there's just something about it inside you says, excuse me, like what? No, I'm going to. Okay, then do it. So then now that I got you and you're one of the selected that should actually follow their dream, now that I got you, follow your dream, but do it for you. So now that you know it is for you and you have the passion and desire, follow that dream, but know it is only for you. Yes, you could reward your friends and your family and your loved ones, but no, it's the principle of sorry, someone was walking up. I got scared. Sorry. Focus phase.
Just keep your pants on.
Keep my pants on. Why the fuck would my pants
No,
be off?
not you. I'm talking about the guy walking by. People,
Oh,
you know,
yeah. Yeah, people are
yeah,
weirdos.
yeah,
Shit, you guys
exactly.
see it. You guys see a cock in the background.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Gotta be careful.
No. Oh wait, I'm trying to be inspirational, damn it. All right, so so once you fuckers, damn it. Shit. Okay, so children, follow your dreams, but do it for you and know that no one will do it for you. You will never be handed this. You will, everything comes at a price also, but do it for you, and you have to have that about you for you to succeed. Because if you have self-doubt, like we all have self-doubt, but you are the reason why you won't succeed. There is a thing as luck, and you know, we all have our misfortunes, but it is about that hard work. I had all the odds set against me, and I still freaking do. I have CRPS. I'm supposed to be in a hospital bed. I'm supposed to be hooked up to like liquid opioids. I'm not supposed to be organically raw dogging this and trying to wrestle a match, let alone wrestle hopefully 10 matches and then retire. I'm defying the odds right now. I literally had everything. Every time I reached something, there was that but. I want to be a wrestler, mom and dad. Oh, well, you're going to be homeless then. We're going to kick you out or whatever. Hey, I want to become a wrestler and train. Okay, well, you're going to have to work at Walmart and you're going to have to pay for your school. Well, I only have enough money for wrestling school. Okay, you're going to have to go days without food. I starved for this sport. Days, multiple times. It wasn't just one and done. Multiple times I know what hunger feels like because I wanted this. I shit in cups because I had no access to toilets. I washed my ass at a Planet Fitness because I was homeless, and I became that professional wrestler. I was left to die in a wheelchair, and I still am fighting for it. And I crawled out of that wheelchair. I didn't have medical assistance. It wasn't just pain pills I didn't have. I didn't have a medical facility with nurses holding my arms and teaching me how to walk again. I had to go to a Planet Fitness and raw dog that on a treadmill and learn how
Mm.
to walk again. The brutality of learning how to walk again by myself. So there's to follow your dream, but know it's up to you to make it happen. And I'm making that happen with so the moment you stub your toe, don't let that define your career, your dream. Like oopsies happens. Like I'm the test dummy for that, but keep going. It's that cliche thing of it's not about how many times you get knocked out, it's about how many times you get back up. Get up that next time, just keep on getting back up. But every dream is obtainable, though. That's the message. I started this by saying don't do it, and I said that so you felt it in you that you're being serious and you really wanted to do this. And once you really want to do this, then you can. It's impossible to fail. It really is impossible to fail. Think about it. I didn't fail. I'm a professional wrestler.
There you go. I love it. Inspiration.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, guys.
I hope we can have you on for a continuation with more time. Because
Yeah, why are you cutting me off short?
interview.
What the fuck?
Because
I thought this was
we have
professional.
another interview, and I didn't know if you
Oh,
wanted to start
someone more
early.
important than me.
No, I
Oh,
keep
you
my
have to
word,
get
and my
off
word is my
because you're
bond.
like, oh, we wanna go and stroke someone else's cock. You know what? I thought we were bonding. I thought we had
Look,
feelings.
you know how
You know
Philly
how we
we're
can make
doing?
you feel. Wait. You know how we can make you feel
Yes,
special? You could be our first guest to come on a second time.
yes. We don't have a second
We never had a guest come on and come back.
because we don't ask, but we want you to come back. We do want you to
Got it.
return, and we want
So
to give you 3 hours.
what you're saying is you're just like a one and done type of whore, and but
No,
really you're like
No,
not at all.
no,
We're actually the complete opposite.
no. We're the opposite. We want more.
And our track record shows it.
Hmm.
But no. What you're saying is you're normally a one and done, but now you're like changing your ways because of me.
No,
Yeah,
we've
well,
invited numerous
yeah.
people to come back on the show. They just never answer.
They never answer.
And I'll say it. I'm not scared to. They don't answer their shit. So you answered your shit. So answer. And
Okay.
we would love for
So
you
what
to
you're
come
saying
back.
is, what are we? What are we?
Not you. You're great.
Okay, all right, you guys go have your other interview and
But
just DM
before,
me, okay?
but before we go, I
Before
want to
we
give
go.
this closing. This is Paige Collett. She just did not survive. She carved her own legend from the shadows of pain to the spotlight of the ring. I want to thank you for coming on and giving us on this for unforgettable ride. And until next time for part 2 of Sports Jedi Speaks with Black Daria, and to get more, we would definitely want to continue this. But I've got this. This is Sports Jedi Network, and this is Black Daria. And we're going to say cut. And I always tell everyone, thank you so much. May God bless you. May the sports be with you. Get over in life. Don't let life pin you. And we'll see you next time. So I'm going to say cut. And we got it. We're out of here. Thank you so much, Paige. Let me run the outro. Stick back. Don't go anywhere. I want to say goodbye to you.